Coronavirus map live, death toll worse than predicted, UK on deadlier path than Wuhan. A top scientist says the UK faces disaster after the daily death rate reached a level not previously expected for days. Professor Tom Pike from the Imperial College in London has warned the UK is now in a dangerous state as the country desperately fights the COVID-19 outbreak. His scientific paper predicted 5,700 Britons would die from coronavirus, but he has now warned that his prediction was greatly underestimating the peril the pandemic poses after the death rate rocketed over the weekend. He had originally calculated the death rate based on the assumption Britain would follow a similar trend to Wuhan, the Chinese city where the virus originated. The scientist's paper had predicted the death rate would peak at 260 each day, with the total death toll somewhere between 4,700 and 7,100. The peak forecast was not expected until April 5. However, on Saturday the UK's daily death toll hit 260 several days ahead of schedule. Yesterday UK health authorities said deaths from coronavirus increased by another 209, with the total now surging to 1,228. Professor Pike has now told The Times, "We don't know where that uptick is going to go, or if it will keep going in the same direction. That's critical in terms of the projected total deaths. If we don't regain the Wuhan trajectory, each day we are building up more deaths. It's a very dangerous state to be in." His comments come after England's Deputy Chief Medical Officer Dr. Jenny Harries warned the coronavirus death toll in the UK will get progressively worse over the next 2 weeks. 8:23 a.m. update. Boris Johnson says 20,000 former NHS staff have returned to help fight coronavirus. The Prime Minister, who is self-isolating in 11 Downing Street after testing positive for COVID-19, used a video message posted on Twitter to also praise the 750,000 volunteers who have offered to help the health service. Mr. Johnson said, "We have 20,000 NHS staff coming back to the colours, doctors and nurses, it's a most amazing thing." He also contradicted former Conservative Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher's infamous "there is no such thing as society" quote. The Prime Minister, "We are going to do it, we are going to do it together. One thing I think the coronavirus crisis has already proved is that there really is such a thing as society." 8:43 a.m. update. Furious police working flat out as selfish and arrogant. Britain's flout lockdown laws. Police prevented people climbing mountains and broke up a karaoke party as selfish and arrogant people continued to flout orders to stay indoors last weekend. Officers in Derby said they were in absolute shock after finding 25 people, including children, gathered together with food, alcohol and the karaoke machine. A group from Bristol were also ordered to go home after travelling to climb a mountain in Wales. They were attempting to scale the peak of Pen y Fan, which is located in the Brecon Beacons National Park, before police intervened. Chief Constable Gareth Morgan, of Staffordshire Police, told the Daily Express some people may only realise the scale of Britain's health emergency when someone they know is fighting for their life. He apologised if police seem heavy-handed as they try and urge people to follow government guidance.